This is the mod you should be playing right now in Baldur's Gate 3. It is a brand new roguelike mode called the Trials of Tav. Uploaded by Hippo on Nexus Mods. This is incredible. I am so excited for the hopeful golden era of modding that's going to come to Baldur's Gate 3. I've been dying for the next Skyrim mod-S-like game, and wouldn't you know it, Baldur's Gate 3 is taking up that mantle after Lyrian released their mod toolkit. This is a combat-only mod that lets you fight waves of enemies in progressively harder encounters. You get randomized loot based on the mod you have installed as well, which you can toggle on and off, which is so cool because it synergizes with everything that you put all this hard time into modding. As you can see in my playthrough, I have this amazing ballist armor kit on, and I'm able to use these weapons with a team. You can play both multiplayer with friends, or you can play by yourself, solo run it, or you can then recruit the normal origin characters. Are things buggy here and there? Of course, just like normal Baldur's Gate or any big game like this. But does it work by and large? Absolutely. And as long as you continue to save, you can always go back in case something weird or funky happens. There's no obnoxious tutorials. You just get to jump in and play. Now, one caveat is it's going to mess up your story. So make sure you do this on a file where you don't care that's going to mess up your playthrough story. Basically just make an earlier save and then go to town with this in the roguelite save. I was elated to see the enemies scale with your level and with the party. And for the first time ever, I'm actually getting to use my cleric in the party. It makes me so excited. The synergies that I'm seeing between builds and bad guys, I'm getting stunned, I'm getting paralyzed, counterspelled, you name it. The game is going in on us and I love it. It's so fun to see the combat expanded, and it just leaves me excited for what the future might hold. To see all kinds of other bosses that are going to be implemented and different characters and models that are going to be imported. This is it. I'm so excited. So inside the Trials of Tav, there is a, granted, it's not the prettiest UI system, but oh my God, is it so cool. You unlock currency inside the game, and there's a currency own score and a rogue score. And the two of those add up to allow what you can buy, how hard the enemies are, and permanent buffs. So you know those things that you really want it in game, like Ball's Benediction, Vampire Ascendancy, or upping that strength score of yours. Well, now you can inside the shop. So you get your currency to make your characters even stronger, and it's super cool. There's also modifiers once you get to a certain level that allows you to then make almost like a engine resource builder where everything's synergizing, and then you get more items and more currency so you can buy more stuff and get more stronger, and then you face stronger enemies, and it just stacks in a way that is so fun. There's also a new game plus mode. There's so many fun strategizing aspects to this as well. Once you exceed a rogue score of 40, you can be teleported into Act 2, which you could get into fights where the Shadow Curse is a problem and is going to affect your characters. So you better make sure to pick up that buff inside the store. But also you might say oh man, what happens with my resources? Well, you can also buy, if you don't earn, camping supplies. You can get your full rest in the night and get all your spells back for the next battle. The way it works is you go to camp, and as soon as you leave camp, it spawns you into a new map and you go and fight. Once you win the fight, you get your rewards and you go back to camp. Rinse and repeat. You can start on a brand new file, or you can start on a file you already own, but it's gonna again mess up that file. I was excited to be able to play as some of my later characters again that I didn't have any reason to go back to play that file. So I got to start at my high level builds and then play through the game at a higher, more difficult level right off the rip, not starting from nothing. So pick your preference. Now the mod author is so great that Hippo allows you to also customize it exactly how you want, which I love. This is how I personally love to consume games, is let the players play how they want to play. Once you get a game that is so enjoyable, giving the tools back to the players to take it to the moon and stars is an absolutely successful strategy. It breeds long lives into these games. So inside the config, you can actually customize how you want the mode to go, and you can make it more roguelite or less roguelite as you go. You can scale the challenge of this mod if you think things are still too easy, and continue to test yourself on how good you are with your builds, your strategy, your positioning, and your synergy between your party. You also can level up inside here, so if you don't start out really powerful, you slowly level up and you'll be having the villains either leveling up with you or ahead of you depending on what challenge you want. I have dumped hours into this already, and I cannot wait to see how it continues to grow over time, as well as the other mods that are going to be coming out. To me, this is the perfect first major mod for Baldur's Gate 3 to test out your builds, try all the items in game, and find out what your favorite preference is for combat. I love the strategy involved in deciding what items you should buy with your precious currency early on to help you get overpowered later as you go in the near future. I like that the loot crates aren't unlimited rolls unless you use the provided cheats from the author or refresh them through multipliers or New Game Plus mode. It's all built in, and wouldn't you know it, you don't have to spend a single real dollar. Anyway, there is strategy inlaid with the gameplay in a way that makes it so much fun and makes it a good roguelite. I do have a few suggestions for the mod. First, I think the UI for the store can be improved. It looks a bit janky to the casual viewer, but with some minor improvements, I think it could really jump out to players and give it that professional polish. Second, I'd like some way to purchase potions, elixirs, and arrows in my runs outside of rolling for new loot. I think some way to trade in the loot you have for limited amounts of other desired resources would be a great addition. Finally, I'd love the ability to choose which enemies the game picks from. That way I can train against certain enemies I want to fight more often, or experience bad guys I wouldn't have otherwise. The mod was awesome for getting me to find some enemies I never saw before, even though I played over 300 hours and 100% of the game. But in my runs, I kept fighting the adamantite golem and never ran into a single dragon on one of my playthroughs. Those little nuances for enemies would be a great thing to be able to tweak. Overall, I wholeheartedly recommend this mod in its current state. It gave me new hours of play, let me fight multiple bosses at the same time, and try out builds I never would have had the opportunity to otherwise. This was so much fun to play, and I absolutely recommend you go check out the mod on Nexus Mods, again uploaded by Hippo, and try it for yourself. Start getting into the modding, because we're going to have tons of mods coming out over the next couple of years that are probably going to make this game incredible, unbelievable to recognize. I plan to be covering mods a lot on this channel, so subscribe, leave a rating if you did enjoy this little spotlight on what is going to be a growing community of incredible mods, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you to all of our wonderful patrons that make these videos possible, especially Mr. Burger, Ananzen, Deputy Flake, Travis, S9, The Taco Games, Awesomenator, Beefy, Isapone, and Evelyn. Their support makes these videos possible. If you'd like to try and support these videos on this channel, head over to my Patreon, patreon.com/radrendering, and see if there's a tier that makes the most sense for you. If not, all I can say is thank you guys so much for watching, and watching all the way to the end of the video is the best thing you can do for this channel without having to donate a single cent of your hard-earned money. Are you going to try out this brand new mod? Or is there a different mod that you've been obsessively playing on Baldur's Gate 3? Tell me in the comments down below. I'll be posting more mod videos, Cyberpunk 2077 videos, and obscure daily gaming facts for you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure since my return, and I can't wait for new content. Stay safe until I see you next. Bye now.